These types of vacuums are called cordless stick vacuums. They're lightweight but very powerful. Looking at the specs, both claim more suction power, long battery life, advanced filtration, and a quiet motor. Inside the box, the Dyson comes with a variety of different accessories, including the direct drive head, a service tool, and a combination tool. The Tineco has the same, but also provides 2 additional accessories: a mini motorized direct drive head and a tool to clean the filter instead of having to wash it and wait 24 hours for it to dry. The build quality for both vacuums is superb. They're both well built, and you get to feel all the innovation and the tech that went into designing these. I actually look forward to vacuuming. It doesn't feel like you're holding a vacuum. It feels like you're holding a nice piece of tech, not to mention the suction power sound, which is pleasing or annoying depending on how you look at it. The battery life on both vacuums is great. The Dyson offers 60 minutes on the low power setting, and the Tineco gives you 50 minutes also on the low power setting. It's worth noting that you only get one non-detachable battery with the Dyson, while the Tineco's batteries are detachable and 2 of them are provided. So if you run out of juice, you can just pop in the second battery and your work won't be interrupted having to wait to charge it up. Tineco gets a point over Dyson where it has continuous power mode option. On the trigger, there is a latch to lock the trigger in place, which is great for long runs. That option is not available on any of the Dyson vacuums. You have to keep your finger on the trigger for continuous power. Tineco also gets another point over the Dyson where there are LED lights in the direct drive head, giving you more visibility in knowing where to vacuum in darker area. I noticed that it takes a little more time for the power to turn on when you press the trigger on the Tineco than it is on the Dyson. The Dyson is instant. Not a big deal, just maybe a fraction of a second, but it's worth noting. Did a thorough test of both of these vacuums using 4 different types of foods on 2 different surfaces with the lowest suction power setting. I'm just going to give you a summary of my findings here. If you'd like to know the details, check out the video links in the description to see the videos for the individual review I did on these. The 4 types of foods I tested were flour, sugar, rice, and cereal. I spilled them on both carpet and a hardwood floor. Both vacuums were very similar when it came to picking up foods, with the exception of the cereal. Both vacuums suck at picking up cereal from hardwood floors. To be fair, as I mentioned earlier, both of the vacuum trims that I have do not come with the soft roller head, which is primarily used on hardwood floors. However, the Dyson couldn't pick up the cereal from either the hardwood floor or the carpet. It kept clogging up and spitting the cereal back to the floor and didn't know what to do with it. Even when switching it to max mode, it still had a hard time picking it up. So I decided to switch to handheld mode using the cervical or the service tool. The Dyson had no problem picking it up, while the Tineco had an issue with it. The head is too narrow and the cereal kept getting clogged up. One thing to note is that I believe Tineco updated it to a wider head with the A11 Hero Plus. Another thing I tested was maneuvering the power brush head. The Dyson has an edge here as it's flawless and you can easily navigate around corners. The Tineco isn't bad at all, but it's not as intuitive as the Dyson, and you kind of have to fight it a little bit to get it to a point where you want. I noticed that the Tineco expels too much air from the sideways. The Dyson does it as well, but not as much of it. And it's kind of annoying if you're just out of nowhere, well, out of the Tineco in this case, you're just sitting down, and especially if someone else is doing the vacuuming in handheld mode, you just get hit in the face with that air. The problem with this is that if you look on the Dyson here, you see the vents on both sides. There's vents on both sides, so that's where the air gets expelled. The Dyson, at first, it's not noticeable because you could see that there's some kind of vent here, and also on this side too. The problem is that the vents are just for looks here. They're not actually vents. They're closed off on this side, but they are open here. So all of the air just comes out from this side. So if someone else is vacuuming and you're sitting down or next to them, you just get hit with that a lot of air in the face, and it's kind of annoying. Not a big deal, but it's a little annoying. The Dyson doesn't do that here because the air expels from both sides evenly. Emptying out the dust bins is a breeze on both of these vacuums to release the dirt with minimal effort. The capacity of the Tineco dustbin is slightly larger at 0.6 liters, whereas the Dyson's is 0.53 liters. In terms of the sound of both of these vacuums, take a listen. Tineco, Dyson. Again, Tineco, Dyson. All right, I'm just gonna flip a coin to decide which one I like more, and we'll keep. I'm kidding. I'm actually gonna be keeping the Dyson for sure, as I don't think Tineco is gonna be dethroning Dyson anytime soon. Even though the specs on the Tineco are supposed to make it a better vacuum, but it just isn't when comparing these two models. Having that said, maybe if I hadn't gotten the Dyson, I would have been extremely happy with this though. In my opinion, the Dyson has that oomph that the Tineco lacks. Perhaps other models of the Tineco might beat out other higher models of the Dyson, but I would need to get my hands on those to confirm for sure. Overall, both of these are really good vacuums, and with the Tineco, this is not a joke, and if Dyson wants to stay as the market leader, they need to step up their game, as this one is coming after them, taking a chunk out of the market share. If you're interested in getting either one of these vacuums, I'll add a link in the description below. Yeah, definitely this one. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up, like if you got value out of it. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified of any new content I put out. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions, and let me know what your thoughts are if you want a Dyson or a Tineco vacuum. I'll take you up later.